Hello gorgeous, I'm Savannah, and today's video I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about Invisalign. I'm going to tell you how much it costs, if it's expensive, if it hurts, just everything. So if that's something you're interested in, please just keep watching. If I've got lipstick on my teeth, then just ignore it. If you think this video will be helpful for others, please give it a big thumbs up so that they can hear about it too. The thing I get asked most often is how much is Invisalign, is it expensive? And I personally am paying £2,850 for my Invisalign treatment. I think it's really important to note that the cost of Invisalign varies from place to place, but I got them as part of a special offer from the dentist that I attend, which is the Elegant Smiles dental surgery in Spalding. So I've got quite a lot included in that price. So the £2,850 isn't just for the aligners, it's for the whole treatment. So that is quite good, and I know a lot of other places are much more expensive than that. And it's worth bearing in mind that my option, which I'll explain a little bit more about later on, is the light option for Invisalign. So I get up to 16 aligners in my treatment included in that price. I think £2,850 is quite a lot of money for me personally in my position, but for obviously lots of different people that's going to be either nothing or it'll be quite a lot. So I definitely think it's worth doing if you can save up, or there's a lot of different payment options. There are always open deals happening at my dentist, so if you're interested in that, please click the link below and go and get yourself booked in, because they're so worth the price that they're doing them for. I would really recommend them so far. My experience with them has been absolutely fantastic, and I think because of everything going on with COVID, like, it's such a good time to just invest in yourself. You're not going anywhere, girl or boy, you know, you sort your teeth out. Okay, so I've had that Invisalign now for 7 weeks, and I change my aligners, which are these little plastic things on my teeth, every week, and I have got a total of 14 aligners in my plan, but that could change to up to 16. Let's talk about my consultation. How did I get Invisalign? I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I've wanted my teeth fixing for such a long time, and I think I got an advert for Elegant Smiles come up, and the deal was really good. It's like, okay, right, I need to look into this offer. So I had a little look, and they didn't have prices really. They said that you could save like a certain amount, and I was like, okay. So I just called them up, I think, I sent an email, sent some pictures of my teeth over, and Debbie responded, and she is the like the head of, she's really lovely, and she basically helped me and said, yeah, I think your teeth would be a good candidate for Invisalign, so I'll book you in for your consultation. And at that point I called up and I paid a £25 consultation fee, and that just meant that I could go to my appointment for the open day for this discount. I actually filmed some footage of the open day, so I'm going to insert that here. Morning, we have arrived at the dental practice. I'm about to put my mask on and go in, and then I'll find out what the situation is with vlogging, and then I'll have you back up and running. But this is what it looks like. It's just a really cute little dental practice, little village one. So yeah, see you in a minute. Oh no!
Because the left on the table. Half the work for me.
This is very typical of me, actually, to go somewhere. It's probably my fault it's not working.
The lights.
Oh, the light's on, that's
yeah.
positive. Lovely. So we're doing a 3D scan now. Oh, hello, come in.
I hear the other dentist.
Ah, do you want to get in? Hi.
So we'll start on the top first.
My teeth are on the screen. That's so awful. Gross. Yeah, that is my mouth on the screen.
Let's have a look on the top.
How incredible. Okay, my awful teeth. The ones we want to fix.
Spin it around.
All the gaps, the twisted teeth. The fake tooth.
Yeah.
And
really
then
small tooth there.
Really small, isn't it?
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Oh my goodness.
Here we are. So there's your before.
Okie doke. Oh, that's a bit better. It's literally just twisted that tooth, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's worth it. I don't care.
It's brought this one down.
Oh yeah, this one. So you'll have just seen from that clip that I had a 3D scan done at my consultation, which was absolutely brilliant. I had a really good time. I had my consultation early October, and 2 weeks later I received something called a Clincheck. Now I'm going to try and insert some clips of the Clincheck here. The Clincheck will show my teeth moving over the 14-week course of Invisalign. You can see that my teeth are going to be pulled outwards and going to come up a little bit, and then they're going to like untwist towards the end of the 14 weeks. Hopefully you can see that. So we got the Clincheck through, and if I was happy with that, then we could have gone ahead with that one, which was 14 weeks. But if I'd have said, actually, like, that's not perfect for me, like I'd like a few more changes, I could have said I'd like to go for the full option. So this is where we're going to talk about the 3 different options. So if you've literally got some minor movement to do, like some minor bringing forward, if your teeth are like almost perfect, there's just like a tiny bit of maybe overcrowding at the bottom, or there's a little bit of unevenness at the top, or like one tooth's in front of the other, but it's no big deal. The express option will probably be the option for you, and I think you'll be really satisfied with the results, and the cost is really not bad at all. And that will include all that other stuff as well, so you get like white teeth at the same time. And my option is the Invisalign Light option, and the Invisalign Light option is up to 16 weeks of aligners, which I mentioned a couple of times, and it includes all that other stuff. So I had twisting to do. Now twisting, I'm so shocked, was on the light option. I personally think Dr. Israel, the dentist, just did his damn best for me and said, like, this girl needs the light, because he knew how poor I was. I couldn't afford the full. I went with the light option, and then there's the full option, and the full option is a lot more. I believe it's around £3,400, £3,600, but it's unlimited aligners. So that means like you've got flexibility. If you don't wear your aligners for 22 hours a day, every single day, and your teeth don't move the way that they're supposed to, and you get to your 16 weeks and they've not like done what they were meant to do, you could just keep having more. Like, there's no pressure. Whereas for me, like, I have to wear them as much as possible, because if they don't move in that 16 weeks, it's like, sorry Savannah, your time's up, you paid for what you've got, and if you're not entirely happy, that's tough. So they're the options, and I hope that's helpful. I went to the consultation, and I remember thinking, like, I'm just going to ask for one, because my bottom teeth like looked fine. I will insert a picture here of what my teeth looked like before. When I went in, that was one of the first questions I asked, like, could I get Invisalign just on my top teeth to sort out this area? And the answer was no. And I think I should just brief you guys. I know that someone like Molly May, I think she's just got bottom aligners, and I know there are people who do just have top or bottom, but it's really important, and my dentist explained this, that if you have got any problems with your teeth and your teeth have moved and they're not in the perfect alignment, that because you have a bite and your teeth work together, like your top and bottom jaws work together, if you do want any corrective work doing, it makes sense to do both at the same time, so that, you know, everything works perfectly, and they will look the best that way too. So it's not really an option to get top or bottom, just go for both, and that's what I did. And apparently it's not really cheaper to go for just one, so you may as well. So once I told Debbie and Dr. Israel that I was happy with the Clincheck and that I'd be happy with my teeth at 14 weeks, I paid my first upfront cost, and they sent my Clincheck away to Invisalign themselves to make the teeth and send them back. They did that, and I think that was 2 weeks it took, and then the teeth arrived early November or mid-November, and then they called me and said, let's book in your appointments, you need to come and have them done. So I went, and I was really like, I don't know what's going to happen at this first appointment. Is it just going to be like the preparation, or, you know, I had no idea. And I think this is what I wanted to do this video for, really, like give you the full lowdown. So you go, and at your first appointment, when your teeth have arrived, you will have the pre-work done. So pre-work can be different for every person, but for me personally, I had attachments put on my teeth. So attachments are these little dots which get put on your teeth to help them move. So if you can imagine, like, the plastic sits on them. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what the Invisalign does, because I don't even understand it myself. Like, how does these little bits of plastic in my mouth move my teeth? And in less time than metal braces, like, I still can't get over it. But the attachments basically just help it all happen, because the plastic can like attach to them and then like lift them up and move them out and things like that. So it's really, really cool, and that's what they're for. So I've had those done. I think I've got 6 or 7. And they're on both sides of my mouth, and especially on teeth where like you have a lot of movement like this one, where it's going to be twisted, you will have an attachment on a tooth like that. And then the other bit of pre-work that I had done, filing of the teeth, that sounds really scary when I say that. I'm like, oh, what, filing? No, straight away I don't want it. But actually it's nothing to even think about, because could you tell I have my teeth filed? No. I had these 3 or 4 teeth down here. The gaps in between them had to be filed, and it makes complete sense. They had to be filed by 0.4 millimeters. It is not really visible to the human eye, and it's just so that there's enough gap for the Invisalign braces to move your teeth. And if there's no space whatsoever, they're not going to be able to move. So they just need that little bit of space so that each side can shift and there's room. So I had to have that done at the bottom 4 because they were literally touching. If you've got a lot of gaps in your teeth, you probably won't need it doing. And once my treatment is finished, my teeth will all be together and you will not be able to tell that they have been filed or shaved in any way whatsoever. So please don't be afraid of that. Plus, you don't go to sleep when you have that done. It is not painful. Attachments are not painful. So they just put it, dots of it on your tooth, and then they have these special like an aligner, but for the attachments. You stick it on, they dry it, they take it off, and the attachments are on your teeth. And then at the end of your treatment, whether that's 14 weeks, 16 weeks, 50 weeks, you would have the attachments removed, filed down, and you'd never know they were even there. So they don't leave any permanent, lasting damage on your teeth. And yeah, nice and simple and pain-free. And the filing was also pain-free. He just like literally got like a little water pistol, it felt like, and just put like cold water in my mouth, and then loads of noise, and then yeah, it was done. I wish I'd filmed it, but I didn't that day. So that was that. If I've got any more footage, I will insert that here. Basically, I've got my first week of aligners in. I've got my attachments fitted, and my bottom teeth have all been shaved down. I'm going to show you. When I say shaved down, it sounds way worse than it is. Oh, that is how you take your aligners out. You have to go from like your back teeth, lift it up at the edges. It's actually really hard. It doesn't hurt at all. It's just because of the attachment. I feel like I'm going to pull my tooth out. That's it. They're out. I've got like little sharp bits. So I'm going to go to a better light just for a second. Let's go. Let's go to the window. Where it's really nice and bright. Oh shit, like that is really bright. So, let's zoom in. These are my teeth. So you'd have seen that earlier this morning I had all of these teeth are touching, like drastically, really like pushed up against each other. So Israel's had to shave them down. I have my Invisalign. I'm on week 1. You change your Invisalign every 7 days, so I will be changing them next Monday. I'll have 7 weeks of Invisalign just coping with it myself, and I will be going back in 7 weeks' time for another appointment. Additional information that you might be interested in is what happens if your attachments fall off or break, because they're only done with something called composite bond, so they're just like a little like tooth coloured blob. And if they fall off at any point during my treatment, then they can be put back on, but it takes about a week to order the aligners from America, so I will just have to let them know that they've fallen off, and it's not like an emergency. You can still continue with your treatment and have the attachments put back on depending on what stage you are of your treatment. I've had my Invisalign now for about 3 hours. My teeth are starting to ache a little bit when they're in, but I'm gonna eat. We've been told water only with them in. No food, take them out to eat, brush your teeth, brush them, put them back in. eat and don't eat coloured foods because they might still stain your Invisalign. So I'll update you probably tomorrow with how painful they are and stuff like that. Yeah. Speak to you then. We're now at the part where we're going to talk about pain and having the actual braces fitted and things like that. Now, you would think that it would be like equally painful throughout, and I have to say that week 1 for me was absolutely like, at points I was like, this is unbearable, like straight out, I can't do this. And if it wasn't for Marcus and the fact that I paid like £2,850 for it, or I'm paying on credit card £2,850 for it, like probably would have just taken them out and be like, can't do this, this is too painful. I'm so glad I stuck with it though, and please, 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 if you are just starting up your Invisalign, stick with it because it gets so much better. The first 4 or 5 days, I remember everyone saying to me like the first 2 or 3 days might really hurt, but it'll be fine, it's nothing too bad, it's just a bit achy. Oh no, no. The first week, like 5 days, was really bad. I took paracetamol every 4 hours. I had a university assignment due that week and I was like, how am I going to get this done? I can't concentrate on anything except my teeth. I kept thinking my teeth were falling out. I kept thinking it was going to rip out my bridge. I kept thinking, like, I didn't know what was happening, but my teeth were starting to move, and that pain for me, we're going to talk about pain on a scale of 1 to 10 here. I was at a good like 9.5, 10. It was bad, like it really was. And I think you should expect that, because even if you don't get that pain, then great for you. I know there's so many people who have been like, it was minor, like no big deal. For me, and if this happens for you, like expect the worst, and it will be better than you expect. Because for me, I was like expecting it to be nothing, and then I found it really, really painful, and I was like, no one told me that this was gonna really hurt. So I really want to mention that because that was like the biggest thing for me. Lastly, I've got a few more things I want to cover, but I have been talking for a while now and I think people might get fed up. But let's just cover the absolute basics of what Invisalign means for you, like what will change about your life once you've got them. So I know the first week the pain was so bad, like I say, for the first 5 days I took paracetamol every 4 hours, which really took the edge off and just stopped the pain, meant I could eat and stuff. The pain was bad when the teeth braces were in, but also if I took them out there was a lot of achiness in my mouth. Like you could really feel your teeth moving. They were super sensitive that first week, but ever since then I have filmed my weekly changing. So I think I've skipped 1 week and I'm on week 7 now, so I will insert those clips here. Ow. I know I don't normally talk in these, but this one, oh my god. My teeth feel all out of alignment. Like, as soon as I put that top one in, it feels like there's a gap. Like it's not flush against my tooth. I might need to go and get my chewies. But it's like really, it really feels like I'm going to do a lot of moving this week. And the bottom ones were really tight just then, and having the same problem at the back there, where it feels like the teeth aren't meeting properly. These are so gross. Like they're so stained from me drinking turmeric tea every day. But who knows. And make sure you wash these really, really thoroughly before you put them away in your bags, because they absolutely stink if you don't. That wasn't going to go on. Yeah, I can't believe how quickly it's going now. We're at week 7 and I'm seeing massive improvements. I will now put a picture up of what my teeth look like without the Invisalign on, and I'll do that maybe side by side, maybe like over my face here, what they looked like on week 1 compared to what they look like now. But we're going to see the most changes in the next 7 weeks, so I'm going to try and get this video up for you guys as soon as possible so you can see where we're at halfway through our journey, and then where we're going to be once we finish, and I'll keep you updated. I want this to be an opportunity now for you to ask me any questions that you might have about Invisalign. Leave them down below and I will answer them in my next update. I just want to talk really quickly about those changes that I mentioned earlier that I never actually spoke about. So what it means for you once you have them in, the pain obviously is quite a big deal, and then secondly the routines that change your life. So I do have an Invisalign day in the life video over on my Instagram, which is just a bunch of stories in highlights about what changed in my life after I had them in. So like in the morning I would check like, are my teeth still there, like is everything okay? And that was in my first week as well, so I was in a lot of pain. And I was just getting used to the new habits, but there's a lot of things that do change, like you have to take your aligners out every time you eat or drink, anything that's coloured, so anything other than water basically. But when you're at like week 7 or you've had them in for a little while, you do find ways around it. Like I remember just everyone saying this and I was like, no way, I would never break the rules, I will follow everything perfectly because I don't want to ruin my teeth. And there are a lot of risks when you have Invisalign, like not that you have to worry about, but that you have to take care of, that you have to mitigate by taking care of your teeth properly once you've got your Invisalign on. So like you have to think about it. Your braces are literally plastic that holds your teeth up, and not, well, your teeth hold themselves up, but they're on your teeth, directly touching. And if you have food that you've left like on your teeth, or you have sugar on your teeth, that causes decay. And if you're putting plastic on top of your teeth and literally trapping that sugar there, so you can't even like rinse it away like you normally would, or you can't like wipe it with your tongue, it's literally trapping it there and literally getting it to eat away at your tooth, so you're accelerating the rate of decay. So that's quite scary to think about, so don't take too many shortcuts. I would say that I might have a cup of tea through a straw, and then like maybe an hour later I'll brush my teeth. Or I'll have like a biscuit and then I'll rinse my mouth out with water, and then I'll put my aligners in, just so that I've not got them out for too long, and then I'll brush my teeth later. But you should take them out every time you eat or drink anything that's not water. And that's just because they are not sharp. Like you can't physically eat with these in. I have tried. I did try and bite some stuff and it's just not sharp. It just doesn't work. You can't bite your nails either. Like, it might be great for someone who does bite their nails. I don't bite them. I just like might have a thing and I'm like, oh, I need to sort my nails out actually. Yes, so that changes. You have to wear them all the time, 22 hours a day. Someone did say to me when I first got them on Instagram, like, do you wear them like 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day? I was like, babe, you're in for a shock. It's literally all day. And the lisp does get better though. The first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, like the lisp was real. I couldn't hear myself talk. Like, I love doing Instagram stories, but when I was hearing myself I was like, I can't even post this. It's disgusting to hear me talk, and I still can hear it when I talk, but it goes. And obviously when you take your lines out, it's gone. It's not permanent. So I only have to have it for 16 weeks at most. Good luck for me. Okay, so I think I've spoken enough now, and I hope that this was helpful, guys. If you enjoyed this video, like I said earlier, please give it a thumbs up. Or even if you didn't enjoy it but you think someone else will, or this would be helpful, please give it a thumbs up so that YouTube I was going to say Instagram, so that YouTube knows that it could be helpful for others, and give you the lowdown. And yeah, I'll be back in another video with the things that I wish someone had told me. 5 things I wish someone had told me about Invisalign before I got Invisalign. So that's my next video. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well and keeping well with everything that's going on, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye. Hello, I'm Savannah, and in today's video I have a wet mouth.